Now, the Holy Lands of Jerusalem are grounds where even angels fear to tread. Ever since the Balfour Declaration and the eventual establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, with the expulsion of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their ancestral lands, the Israel-Palestine issue has been one of the biggest flashpoints on the global stage. And now, China has floated a peace plan. On the 13th of June, Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the Palestinian Authority, began his 4-day trip to China. He was welcomed as an old and a good friend of the Chinese people by the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin, who also noted that Mahmoud Abbas was the first Arab head of the state to be hosted by China this year. On Wednesday, China said that it had established a strategic partnership with the Palestinian Authority. As part of this, Xi Jinping proposed a 3-point peace plan as a possible solution to resolve the Israel-Palestinian conflict. So what is this 3-point peace plan of Xi Jinping? Well, according to Xi Jinping, the way to bring about peace between the state of Israel and Palestine is to set up a two-state solution with the establishment of an independent Palestinian state on the basis of the 1967 borders. And interestingly, China also backs East Jerusalem to be the capital of a future Palestinian state. Secondly, China wants increased development and humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people. And thirdly, it also wants an immediate end to provocative actions and illegal construction of encroachment on Palestinian lands by Israeli settlers, and the creation of conditions for peace talks through large-scale international meetings. Not just this, in the immediate future, China has promised to mobilize international support for Palestine to obtain full membership of the United Nations. Now, China has been increasingly vocal on the Israeli-Palestinian issue. As it is stepping up its peacemaking efforts, Beijing, remember, has also offered to facilitate the Israeli-Palestinian peace talks in the month of April as well, when Foreign Minister Qin Yang had spoken over the phone with the foreign ministers of Israel and Palestine. In a clear contrast to the United States, China has also ramped up its criticism against Israel over its repeated illegal expansion of settlements in occupied Palestinian territories. Now, China has called for multiple emergency meetings at the United Nations in response to the conflicts at the Al-Aqsa Mosque and at the Gaza Strip. So the question is this: why is China seeking to establish peace between Israel and Palestine? What's in it for Beijing? Now, is this action just out of goodwill, or is this an attempt at more diplomatic power projection on behalf of Beijing? Because the fact is, while on the one hand China has been lampooned for its belligerence in the South China Sea and its bullying attitude towards its smaller neighbors, its open threats of staging an invasion of Taiwan, on the global stage, China is on a diplomatic blitz. In the month of March earlier this year, Beijing had managed to make Riyadh and Tehran to shake hands, the two most bitter rivals of West Asia who for decades had been fighting through their proxies in the region, but they were brought to the negotiating table. And much to the chagrin of the United States, because this was nothing short of a diplomatic coup where China was pushing the Americans out of their crucial space in the Middle East. Now, till just a few months back, Saudi Arabia and Iran putting their differences aside was almost unthinkable. But the Chinese, with their diplomacy, made this happen. Now, China has also floated a peace plan to end the war in Ukraine. A special Chinese envoy has been tasked with finding a peaceful way forward, and he had gone around hopping through the European capitals to try and find middle ground between Russia and Ukraine. China, but it is yet to make a breakthrough in the Russia-Ukraine war, but its success between Riyadh and Tehran has made its diplomatic offices be pretty buoyant. But make no mistake, this is not the first time that China has offered to mediate between Israel and Palestine. In 2013, Xi Jinping had proposed a 4-point peace initiative. The proposal was expanded in 2017 with a 3-way dialogue that would involve Israel, Palestine, and China, with support for Palestinian development through China's Belt and Road Initiative. You see, the fact is, for the last 7 decades, every time the region would erupt into a conflict, the United States, as the sole superpower, had tried to nudge the two sides to come to the negotiating table. But the United States had been consistent about one thing. It always looked the other way every time the Israelis carried out their illegal constructions on Palestinian lands. So the question is, can Beijing succeed in bringing about peace to what is arguably one of the most troubled regions of the last century, ever since the State of Israel was brought into existence? WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.